Hello, this is Jonathan, and today we're going to be looking at tiled stuff. Yep, I'm finally doing it. I took a break for a couple weeks because wasn't feeling particularly well last weekend. Also, I've been really busy with work, and also I've been reading a lot about category theory, just getting a feel for things there, and I feel like I've learned a lot from that, actually. We'll see if any of it actually comes into play here in Rust. I know some of it might come into play if I start playing with lifetimes a bit more, but yeah, for now, don't really see too much of it actually affecting what I'm doing here. So, it is really cool though. I am learning a lot of really neat and interesting relationships about, between like data and functions, and just being able to think about things more abstractly. It's really cool. So, anyway, the first thing I want to do is I probably want to get tiled in here. I don't think I have. I do have it. Probably just going to keep it at that version unless tile has updated recently. Let's see, have they updated recently? I have no idea. They might have. They're on version 0.8.0 now. They haven't updated the docs. It still says to use 0.7.2, so that's kind of silly. I guess I could switch to 0.8.0, but I'm not really sure if I want to. Seems kind of silly. Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's going to be much difference here, so I'm just going to continue chugging along as is. I guess first things first, we need to add the extern crate. I really should upgrade to the new Rust edition and get rid of all these extern crates, but for now I'm still doing it. Actually, I already have it. Extern crate here. Cool. Yeah, so the first thing I have to do is probably implement this function. Probably want to actually get a tiled map from somewhere. I remember this is how I did it before. I don't think this crashed the program, did it? I don't remember, it just does an early return, it looks like. Yeah, sees an error, does an early return. That's interesting. I probably should have just used question mark on this, but yeah. Yeah, that probably would have made a lot more sense if I just used question marks here. That's okay. Honestly, if there was a name for the little question mark operator that you put at the end here, that'd be so nice. Like the postfix operator, instead of calling it question mark. I'm question marking that. It's a bit of a mouthful. So, where do we actually call that? We call that here. No, wait, no, not here. Right here, actually, yeah, no, we do call it right here. I'm probably going to follow this way of doing things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I should be doing, but I'm not doing. Now that I've thought about it. Oy. Okay, I want to be doing all of this stuff first. But I kind of want to keep it in its own self-contained little module. So where do we actually use world? World isn't used until all the way down here. Yeah, I feel like this is conflating too much logic together. What I should be doing is breaking this down into composable parts, and then just composing the functions. Probably be a lot easier. So let's do that. We're going to create a, I guess, tile map module. This honestly, yeah, like this logic all the way up until here should have been in tilemap.rs. To me, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, definitely. So not the best organizational practices here. But hey, I'm learning. So I do have a tilemap.rs. We're gonna add unit tests for this too, I think. I feel like that's kind of necessary. Let's see. So it was in like initialize tilemap? Yeah, here. I'm gonna try and do something like this. Ooh, I have a parse for the map file? That's interesting. Oh wait, no, it's imported from, yeah, the tilemap library. So I don't need to worry about that either. I'm just trying to think, how am I going to organize all this? I guess for now I'll just do this. I might want to actually create like a tiled struct here. Not sure. Yeah, we'll start off with this. This is a good opening move, I think. And instead of doing all this, I'm going to question mark it. Which means I also have to indicate here that we're returning errors. Also means I don't need to do that. Ooh, that's interesting. Didn't think about that. So here I'm doing early return. So this is similar to the question mark operator again, but here I could be using monad comprehension / question mark notation. But the problem with this is that it's going to be returning option instead of result, and then we get like well, we'd have a conflict, right? It'd be either an option or it'd be a result, and the type signature up here doesn't reflect that. So I'd have to promote the option, like the none cases here, into like errors. And I guess I could do that. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't really want to do that right now. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, I'll think about what to do about this. I actually have to do some proper error handling here, is what I feel. Because I've been kind of avoiding it. I've been sidestepping it in most places in the code base, but I definitely, like, it's been kind of looming overhead, like, yeah, I should switch to result. Yeah, I should switch to results here and there and everywhere. Okay, maybe not everywhere, but just in a lot of places where I'm currently using option, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that. Trying to think about what to do with this. This could be made more functional. It's kind of ugly. It's just this big pyramid of stuff. I could definitely fix that. Could use a monad for comprehension for this kind of stuff, but I don't think we support that at least not in Rust. I don't think Rust supports modern comprehensions over list types. I guess the enumerable stuff that Rust has should be good enough, but I guess we'll see. I haven't really given much thought to it. So I'm hoping that it'll be okay, but yeah. We shall see. We shall see. So other than this ugly mess, I think we're in a relatively good place. I don't need to do this anymore if I'm going to have time of dimensions in this file. So I need to also get parse from wherever, or parse comes from. Tiled. That's the only thing I'm using from tiled? Wow. Tiled doesn't really have a whole lot in it, I guess. It's fine. So now that should be defined. Actually, do I need to, like, indicate that this is in its own module or something? Yeah, I do the mod game data. I'm gonna do a mod tile map. I think that makes sense. The more I work on this, the more I feel like upgrading Rust editions is gonna be harder as I go along. So I'm kind of afraid of that. So there's a lot of loose ends that I feel like I need to tie up soon, otherwise they'll never get fixed. Such as like running Clippy on this stuff. I think Clippy only works on nightly though, which I'm not really fond of. I've never really been happy with the way that Clippy does things. They never seem to work on stable. So need to use the same imports. We could nest these imports actually, now I think about it. I feel like that makes sense. I don't know what kind of error this is returning, actually. Or like what kind of result. Well, this is just a basic, this is a very basic, file opening error. So this one I would know the result of. This one I don't know. I guess I should look at the docs, if there are any. Alright, tell me about parse. Parse file. Parse a buffer. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I guess they added this as like a convenience method. That might be new. Wait, what the hell? What is this? And this just creates a tile set? Are you serious? Huh. Really? So I don't need to like... I don't know what a tile set is in this case. Huh. Maybe I don't need to do that. Looks like it already creates a tile set here, which has like the tile width, tile height. Yeah, okay, that is this. So that's already happening here in, I guess, parse. Okay, well that's fine. I don't need that. I want to actually just call this, ideally. I'm doing a lot of logic outside of the ECS right now, and I'm not really sure if that's a good idea, but I feel like for things like the tile map, it should be okay. Yeah, I am realizing that I am kind of straying from the ECS style a lot with this code. Whatever. I mean, I guess we'll see how it turns out in the end. I'm just trying to think, like... So I'm passing in the tile set width and a tile set height. Maybe instead of doing this, I could just create like a tuple struct of these two. I feel like that'd be a little bit more type safe. Just a little. Why am I doing this cast? I guess this is okay, but I don't know if this is checked at like runtime or anything. I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be. But I'm not entirely sure. I know that Rust doesn't support reflection for good reason. So I think this is something that is just to satisfy the compiler. Not sure. But I'm pretty darn sure I'm going to have to do this anyway, so I guess that's okay. Yeah, I just need some time to think about this. Oh, and I also wanted to look at the... Yeah, I want to look at the signature of this guy. Result, map, tiled error. Okay, so here's tiled error. Interesting. That's kind of good to know. What about if I have a file? Alright, I guess we're going to have to learn how to actually do error handling. So if I remember correctly, what I should be doing is I should have like a from implementation or an into implementation for one of these two types, and it'll automatically like convert it to the right type that I need. So then I can just do stuff with that. I guess, yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. Let's error handling Rust. there's a subsection somewhere. Yeah, let's just go here. No, are you kidding? That didn't bring me to the air handling page. Okay, well, I'll just look here. This guy seems to have a guide. Huh, so we can convert it into a boxed air. That's interesting. Now ideally I want to break this down into little composable parts. So what I'm thinking is all this like loading logic and stuff is going to be its own function. Anything that loads resources. And I guess this stuff will also become errors. Yeah, I'm going to turn this stuff into its own function first. This stuff will then be joined to that in its own function, and then I'll compose it with whatever else is in here. There. Makes sense to me. What the hell? Why is that? Right, I pressed the wrong button, that's why. You don't tap shift, it does that search. I don't like that, but I'm trying to hit enter, and it's like right above it on the keyboard. I guess parse TMX file. Honestly, this should take a string, but I'm not doing that right now. Because I'm going to hard code it for now. So I'm going to let this be a file, let that be a map. Does this make sense? I think that makes sense. Now we can return a result of tiled map. I think I'm gonna go and fetch that from here. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, no, I don't need to do that. Do I? I think I'm just gonna, because I don't want to. I don't like the name map because it kind of reminds me of like hash map. Well, at the same time, and also like the map function. I think I'm gonna just use tiled, and then instead of calling parse, I'm gonna go tiled parse. Yeah, I like that better. I like namespacing these things. I guess I could just use a boxed option. Or box error. What's wrong with that? Accepted 2 parameters, found 1. I think it's complaining about the wrong thing. Here we go. Does it import standard error or something? Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, that's fine. Oh, actually. Easy. Make my life trivial. I'm not actually boxing the errors, though, now that I think about it. This doesn't return a boxed error. So this won't type check, I'm pretty sure. I guess we can see. Like, if I just called this... Kind of interesting to know if that works. Yeah, so let me comment out all this. I just want to check if stuff compiles first before I start really digging into this. Today is a day of error handling. And as far as I know, the only reason why we're boxing the errors is because we don't know the size of the errors. They're dynamically sized. Looks like it's compiling, actually. Oh, no, here we go. Alright. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh, duh. I thought something was wrong, but then I just couldn't figure out what exactly. Yeah, this should work, I think. It's a little bit more terse than if I had assigned this to an intermediate variable and then did the OK. Which I think I have done in other parts of the code base. So slightly more terse, though, so I guess it's okay if it works. I'm not sure if it works, though. It might complain about the boxed errors. That I am not sure of whatsoever. If it doesn't, then... okay, that's nice. It worked. So that's kind of nice. Can I get rid of the box? This is super dumb, but I just want to prove a point to myself. Not to anyone else, just to myself. But this is not going to work because it's a DST. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. Sick. So interestingly enough, I don't have to actually do the boxing. It looks like the boxing just kind of happens. Either like this guy returns a boxed error, or it's just okay to, or it just implicitly does the boxing. Not really sure. No, that's right. That's not what I was looking at. That's also not what I was looking at. Let me just close that. I'll close this too. I don't think I'm going to be using frunc at all. Pretty low chance. Yeah. Okay, so we have... so impulse error for tiled error just returns an error. Yeah, it just returns a result map for tiled error. So, and because those are, I guess, they implement. Yeah, because we're using trade objects, it's okay to do that. Oh, I forgot the closing. Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting, and not at all how I thought this would work. Oh, right. Cool. So now I have to promote an option into an error. So let's see how that works. Okay, cool. So I guess this checks if it's a sum, and then it does that. Otherwise it returns an error with this value? Okay. Actually, I'm not actually sure. Oh, no, it returns an OK containing the result. Oh, okay, I get it. That's interesting. Alright, I understand what I need to do now. I need to wrap this stuff up in a monad comprehension, and then promote the result of that monad comprehension to an error. Seems simple enough. So here I'm just getting the first tile set. I'm not really sure if that's something I'm going to continue to do from now on, but it is something worth noting. Yeah. What are we getting? We're getting the tile set, fetch tile set, and image. Alternatively, I could just promote these directly to errors immediately and then return a result from here. I feel like that might actually be better. Tempting. Very tempting. What would I be returning anyway? A tuple? Tile set and image? I would. That does seem to be the case. Is there any reason why I'm doing it like that? So I get from the tile set some tile set, and then I go into tile set images and get the image. I feel like there isn't any need to actually do all that. Like I'm pretty sure I could do this separately, and that'd be okay. So I think this is kind of unnecessary. Then I could just have like fetch tile set and fetch image, and not have to worry about, you know, all this other stuff. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to split it up like this, after all. So what I'm going to try to do is, instead of doing this, we're just going to promote this into a result. I think that makes sense. So I want to use this OK or else, I think. So what kind of errors are there? I guess Rust error. It's a trait. Is there any like default implementations of error out there, or am I gonna have to like create one? Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to create my own error for this. I guess that's okay. In that case... I'm tempted to just do both of these at the same time and then return the result of both functions being evaluated. Tempting. Very tempting. This is not even the right project. I'm like, what? Why am I in the wrong file? So, in this case, the result is going to be, I guess, a tile set. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Sometimes I just my mind wanders and I'm like thinking about things and I just like my hand wants to just do stuff, so it just like clicks random things. It's just how it works. Or I like to scroll up and down. Something else I like to do. It's not like I like to do it. It's just like I kind of subconsciously do it. Maybe a bad habit, especially when I'm like recording, because I feel like it might give people motion sickness. At least I kind of get annoyed with myself when I'm just scrolling up and down like this, and I'm like watching myself do it, and I'm just like, God, it's so annoying. Just like sit still and let me read this. So parse goes into map. Map has tile sets, which are called. Okay, so that's that is part of tiled. It's a tiled tile set. So this should be tiled tile set. We're gonna return a box error, I guess. Yeah, we want to OK or else, because if we don't OK or else, it's going to evaluate what's inside of this before I actually do anything else. And usually and sometimes that can cause errors, and we don't want that happening, or weird behavior. Also, I think it makes things less fast. So yeah, we're gonna do an OK or else here. In the else case, we're going to return an error, obviously. That's the other variant of result. Although, actually, I'm not entirely sure about that. Error 0. Yeah, okay. No, wait, no. We just return this and it gets automatically wrapped in error. So this would be returning an error of an error. So no, I don't want to do that. So then I'm getting an error value. Right, so I guess here I should just construct a boxed error of some sort. Yeah. Huh, downcasting. That's interesting. What does right do? I'm not sure. I do know that it is a macro, though. And it probably returns a format result. So I guess I would want to use that. Huh. So what is source for? The lower level source of this error, if any. Self outside. A superhero of errors. Huh, okay. I think I kinda get it. Okay, so then we can call source, which will give us the underlying error. Okay. I'm not entirely sure about all that. But I think I get the gist of what I need to do here. So we're going to create a new struct. We're going to call it tile map load error, I guess. That would probably make sense. Actually, I don't need to do that. This is fine. We'll impl error for this guy. Does it have to be public? I guess it probably has to. Apparently it doesn't. Fun description takes shared reference to self and returns a reference to string. Okay. Lifetimes are implicit here, obviously. Maybe that's not the right kind of error. I guess I should say like failed to get tile set. A better error name for this. This method is soft deprecated? What the heck does that mean? Although using it won't cause compilation warning, new code should use display instead. New impulse can omit it. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of churn here. Fine. Use display instead of this. Then when I import error, do I have to actually do anything, or can I just like derive error? Because it is soft deprecated. I mean, sure. I'll use standard format. I'm gonna be disappointed though if there's no derive for error. I'm very disappointed. I could, yeah, I could have like a tile set fetch error and like an image tile set image fetch error. I don't know. So have a function that, okay, takes a formatter. Okay, that's also from FMT. Alright, I don't know. I already forgot what this was called. FMT. Okay, so the function is called FMT. It takes a I guess I shouldn't say immutable reference. It takes a reference to self. It takes a mutable reference to FMT formatter. Okay. Oh, of type FMT formatter. And was it to return FMT result? I think that's right. Yeah. Sure. Is this? No, it has to be an expression, so there's no semicolon, obviously. We're going to say error fetching tile set. Then we're going to return that here. I think that makes sense. So whoever calls this is going to actually have to handle that. Yeah, and here they just return it all the way up to run, I guess. So here they're still using stuff like description. What? My mouse died? Are you kidding? Alright, well, this is a good place to stop anyway, so yeah, we'll when I next pick this up, I'll be continuing with error handling stuff.